You are listening to Random Gameplay Pimpin'.
What is going down? What is going down? This is your boy, Studio MacGyver, and you are listening to Random Gameplay Pimpin'. Welcome to the show, guys. If you're new to the podcast, welcome to the show. If you're into anime, nerd culture, and most importantly, video games, guess what? You come to the right place because we talk about all of that shit here. This is podcast episode 441. Oh, God. This one is going to be all over the place, guys. Let me just apologize for no podcast last week. Life keeps on life, and I'm going to break it down to you, okay? If you hear any noise in the background, please just try to disregard that. I'll edit it best I can. It's summertime. Kids are playing. And you'll also notice that this one has no video with it. This is a audio only. And I've experimented with the video. I will eventually probably go back, but right now, because of my certain circumstances, I'm going to go to audio for a while. It's just I almost didn't record this. Let me just start off by saying that I have a migraine right now, but that's not even the worst part. I have a medical issue that's been kind of lingering, and it's finally reared its ugly head, guys. And I'm going to break it down real quick for you. Okay. I'm in excruciating pain. Let me just start off by saying that. I have what people call calcific tendinitis. If you don't know what that is, it's basically a buildup of calcium deposits in certain areas of your body. Usually it's either shoulder, knee, hip, or foot. Usually those are the primary places, right? Mine is in my left shoulder. Okay. And I've experienced pain with this pretty much for years. Since I was in my late 20s, I've been, dealing with the pain. And over the years, it's gotten progressively worse. And so I finally said, you know what? This is just getting on my damn nerves. Let me go check out. Let me go see what's going on. Let me go make an appointment. Made an appointment, did the x-ray, come to find out that I was diagnosed with that actual term, calcific tendinitis. And so with this calcium buildup, it's right underneath or right around my rotator cuff. So just imagine that, if you can, the pain. And that's what I'm dealing with right now. So apparently how this shit works is it has a phase that it has to go through. And I am in what you would call the absorption phase, the worst phase of it all, which is basically if my pain was a 5, then it is now a 15. Just think of it like that. In other words, my left shoulder, my left arm, I cannot use it. It is almost useless. Okay. If I try to move it anywhere, any angle, turn it, twist it, even in my wrist, there's pain, right? I had to have my wife help me put on deodorant today because I couldn't get the other arm. Like it's that crazy. I can't remove my clothes. Like it's that painful. Okay. I've been sleep deprived. It's been crazy. And that's probably what's causing my migraine for, having lack of sleep. So this is all just, dogpiling on me. Right. So this is what I've been dealing with. And apparently this pain, this excruciating pain, level 15 pain on a Richter scale from 0 to 10, it can last anywhere from 1 week to a month. Okay. And the reason why that happens is it's because of the body and the defense mechanism within it is now saying, look, these are the deposits. It's been going on too long. We're going to absorb these deposits. So all these extra blood cells, all these things show up to that area that is being where the issue is at, and everything becomes very, very inflamed. Okay. Tender to the touch, everything, right? It's so tender to the touch. It's crazy. Okay. My son bumped into me earlier today, and it almost brought me to my fucking knees. That's how bad this pain is. So I can't really enjoy anything. I'm surprised I'm even sitting at this desk able to record this shit. I haven't been able to game like I've been wanting to. I haven't been able to do a fucking thing. Okay. So just giving you slight dose of what's been going on with me and why I've been kind of absent and what I've been dealing with. So this is where I'm at now. Hopefully in the next few days, I pray to God that this pain finally stops, because this shit I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. It's crazy work. So yeah, man, if anybody's dealing with this or whatever, highly recommend magnesium pills. It's a dietary supplement pill, and it typically is used to help absorb the calcium, that is extra or overflowing. And like I said, this thing happened over the course of years, and most of us are magnesium most of us don't have enough magnesium. We're magnesium deprived. So you probably want to think about doing that. If you have some symptoms like this, something that may seem like it's not going away and you did not injure yourself, because I was, for the life of me, like, why is my shoulder hurting like this? I didn't tear anything. I wasn't out here, playing sports or anything like that. It's just something that gradually progressed. And this is what it is. So definitely go get an x-ray done. If you feel this type of, sensation, or if you feel anything described close to this, I highly recommend it. And so you're not losing your mind. And I'm still losing my mind now. But yeah, man, I had a lot of stuff planned for the Dragonball channel, and it is definitely putting a damper on that. Okay, I'm having to push all the stuff back. I had some unboxings I wanted to do. I had 3 different figures. I got Future Gohan. I got Frieza 100% full form. And I also have a Vegeta that I just recently got. So I was going to do those unboxings, and, those are some things I had planned, me and my son. And now I don't know when I'm going to be able to do it, because my shoulder is basically fucking me, right? I feel like Future Gohan right now, because I only have use of one fucking arm, literally. Okay. I had to drive the other day, and I had to drive with one fucking hand. So yeah, just give you an idea, guys. Pray for me. Let's move on. And I'm going to try to make this quick, this podcast. And now I just wanted to give you guys, I wanted to give you the details so that you understand. Okay. But I had to talk about some of these things that recently just came up, because, they're important in the gaming sector, and I wanted to talk about them. And one of them was GTA6. Of course, everybody's talking about this. GTA6 has finally released their prices, and I can't say that I'm really surprised. The fuckery is at an all-time high, and the butter is on every fucking counter. I'm just going to say that. And they've lined up the sheep for the slaughter. I'm not sitting here saying I'm not going to get the game, because I am going to get it, but I'm not going to pre-order it. And there's reasons why. And I feel that some of these reasons are just ridiculous, why people are buying it now. But hey, I mean, it's your prerogative. Do what you want to do. It's just, I feel some type of way because they have announced that there will be no physical, version of this game. All right. It's the final nail in the coffin. If anybody was going to do it, it was probably going to be Rockstar, and they're doing it. No fucking physical game copies, guys. Technically, they will send you a case with a code inside. That's what you're going to get. So what they said, by November, early November, I think that November 12th is, you will get your box at your door if you order Amazon, wherever you order it from, and it will have the code, and then the code will allow you to pre-download the game, right? And a lot of people speculated, and a lot of people were saying that the reason why they did this is because they didn't want anything leaked this time. It's always anybody who is releasing games, there's always somehow the game's getting delivered early and people leaking shit, right? And this is what they claim that the reason they're doing this. So and then there was speculation that there was going to be a physical copy later. And then they debunked that and said, no, they're not doing any physical anything. Okay. But my thing is, why even print up all these pieces of plastic with a code inside? Why even do that? Why just say, hey, download it, do what you got to do, right? I think that's just so dumb. I think that's so fucking gay. That's just my opinion. And a lot of people feel the same way. Just do it one way or the other, guys. Don't try to make somebody feel like they have something when they don't. It's just a fucking box. And yes, before you guys start thinking, I already know a lot of games are already kind of doing this, except you have a disc and you have, a partial percentage of the game on the disc and the rest is just downloaded. I know how that goes, but I'm still a stickler for physical copies. There's still games out there you can go and buy, and you can play the whole game on the disc. Expedition 33 is one that comes to mind in recent years, but there are other games out there that come out and that are majority on the disc, and you can play it offline without any updates if you wanted to, right? Updates are always going to be prevalent because that's just what it is. They try to make the game better. So, that's just my standpoint. If they were going to do it, I'd just say, hey, do it all the way. Just keep it digital if you're not going to do it. Stop trying to snow people or make people think they're owning something with a fucking plastic box. That's just my opinion. And then on top of that, you're charging $80 for a digital piece of work too. Okay. So you can charge $70 if it's digital and nobody's getting it. And then you're going to charge the $100 for the special edition. That's what they're charging. And it includes certain things like, I think they said something about a tattoo shop and a couple of missions that can only be accessed if you bought that. So you're basically locked out if you don't pay the extra $20 to do that. And a lot of people are upset about that because they don't know how good, how in depth, and whatever is included, what these missions may offer or may not offer. And all of this is being done without any fucking real gameplay being shown. We still don't know how this game plays. We still don't know how the combat works. There's still a lot of uncertainties here. Yes, do I trust Rockstar is going to deliver? I think they will. They've always pretty much delivered on the stories of their games and everything. I say the weakest thing with their games, in my opinion, would be the shooting mechanisms and the combat in these games. I think that could always be better, especially like a cover system, something like that. But like I said, they haven't shown us anything. They're riding on their name and they're coasting on it. And look, they know what they're doing. They know what they have. And people are spending. People have pre-ordered. They've already made $1 billion, I think, already in pre-orders. So it's crazy. It just launched and they've already got so many already pre-ordered. So they know what they're doing. Hopefully we get gameplay before, because I'm not going to pre-order anything at all until I see more. And I'm a guy who, if I can only get it digital anyway, I'm going to wait till the last fucking minute. Okay, I'm going to wait till the fucking last day. And then I'll just go download it, take a shower, go eat, or do whatever I want to do, go whatever, and then come back and have it done. It'll probably be all day. It may be all day, but fuck it. That's the way I'm looking at it. And so I think a lot of people are looking at it like that because there's no rush. The game's not coming out till November. So why spend $80 plus tax if you get the regular, which is going to be around $87? Why pay $87 at the low end and just for them to hold something until November 19th? It makes no sense. You could buy other games with that. You could put up your money if you don't have the money now. So I don't know why there should be no FOMO with that. Like, bro, the game's not going anywhere. It's not going to sell out. You're going to be able to get it whenever you want. So, I really don't understand why all these people are pre-ordering now, especially with all the games coming up, leading up to this game. There's still Wolverine. There's still other games coming out, leading up to this release. All right. There's Phantom Blade Zero. There's games like that that are coming out and you can experience before that. So that's just my opinion. That's where I stand on it, guys. I would love to know how you feel about it. That price, though, is just too much for your boy. Am I going to pay it? Yes, I'm going to pay the $87. I don't think I'm going to buy the special edition version. I'm not doing that. So I'm really looking forward to the online more so than the game, but I know it's going to be a good story. So, I'm a guy who loves his single player story driven games. So it's definitely going to be an experience, but this is probably the only game when we talking about online that I'm really looking forward to because of, GTA 5. I have a character. His name is Juan Jackson, and I can't wait to bring him back out in GTA 6. So that's that. But yeah, man, I mean, that's the GTA news right there. Just wanted to run it down, give you guys my opinion, my side on it. There's millions and millions of YouTubers and content creators doing videos and breaking this shit down. And there's still a lot of mysteries, like I said before, with the fucking gameplay. Do I trust that Rockstar is going to deliver story-wise? Most definitely. But as far as the gameplay, they spent billions of dollars on this and they had no fucking cap. So they were allowed to make this the way they wanted and spend as much money as they needed on it. They had their complete way with this game. So anything less than fantastic is going to be a loss, in my opinion. It's not going to be delivered. So they better hope and pray that this shit is hitting like they say it is. But that's another reason why I'm just waiting, because they're eventually going to show us something. Maybe a month or two before release, we'll get some sort of brief gameplay footage of it and what we're dealing with. And that should be enough. Right. I mean, I'm still going to buy the game because I trust the story is going to be good, but that doesn't stop me from wanting, and a lot of people wanting, to see the gameplay. I'm really curious about the combat system, though. I really hope we get cover and all that. Like this game, GTA 5 is 10 years plus old. We got to have some cover. We got to have some different dynamic, mechanics when it comes to the gun fighting and stuff like that. And who else knows what else is in this game? I'm sure they've thought of a lot of things. Maybe some combat hand to hand or something. I don't know. Really looking forward to finding out. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. That's GTA 6 right there. All right, let's get on down and let's talk about Xbox and another one of their fucking price hikes. Okay, they're doing it again. I can't make this shit up, guys. They're doing it fucking again. Okay, let's start with the prices, and I'm going to start with the Series S. 512 gigabytes, you're going to pay $500. Okay. For the 1 terabyte version, you're going to pay $600. Let's go over to the Series X. The 1 terabyte, is going to be $750. That's without the disc. That's just digital only. And then with the disc drive, you're going $800. Okay. So just remember, the original Xbox Series X was $500 and the original Xbox Series S was $300. Okay. That's the one I own. And I paid $300 for it. I bought my son an Xbox Series X, and when I bought his for Christmas, it was $500. So luckily, we had to, I was able to just pay that, and we can just move on, right? Here's the issue for a lot of people who are trying to get into gaming, guys. They're basically being pushed out. Okay, especially holidays. It's gonna be some cruel holiday gibberish going on Christmas time. Okay. For those kids who are coming of age and who want to graduate and who wants that Xbox Series X or who wants that PlayStation, guys, it's going to be a very rude awakening. Okay. And a lot of things are probably not going to get bought. I'm just keeping it gangster. It's not. And, I don't know what else to say about it. It's just, if you got your system, your grandfathered in, hey man, congratulations. And the same thing with the Steam Deck. Okay. I meant to tell you guys about that as well. Okay. The Steam Deck is out. Well, the Steam box is out, and these fuckers are really pulling out butter at all angles. Okay. They've probably got the best butter for lubricating your cornhole that I've seen, since I can remember. Okay. Their base system is going to be $1,050. Okay. This is only 512 gigs of memory. Keep in mind, these things, when people say, 512, it's not really 512, guys, because there's a fucking operating system within these machines. You have to at least give up 28 to 35 gigs of that for the operating system. Okay. So you really don't have that. So you're really dealing with maybe 475 gigs. Okay. If you're lucky, maybe 470. 465, somewhere around there is what you're really being able to get. That's all you're getting. Okay. But with this this Steam machine, okay, that's the bare minimum. And it doesn't include any fucking controllers. You don't get a controller with it. You got to get that separate. Okay. So that'll be an extra, I think, $100 to that. So after you tally all that up and you add tax on it, and I'm a stickler for tax. I hate when people list a game or system and they don't include tax, because it is very important, especially now, that tax is relevant, especially on these systems. Okay. You're not paying $1,050 for this fucking box. You're paying more than that. You're paying $1,200 if you include the controller as well, guys. Easily. Okay. You're usually paying $1,200 for that. And that's the bare minimum. Okay. And it goes up from there. Okay. I think the highest one after taxes and everything like that, you're looking at like almost $1,500. This is ridiculous. And it's not going to sell, guys. It's going to sell to the, those small, minute groups of people who are super fans, and that's it. But if they're looking for, I pray to God that they weren't trying to sell this to the masses, trying to get other casual players to pick this up, because it's definitely not happening now. Especially when you're talking about the PC world, guys, you can build something for this price cheaper than this and better than that. So that's the thing. The only, I guess, good thing or advantage that this Steam box has is that it's small, it's compact, and I hear that the fan and the cooling is really good on it. But other than that, that's it. And they said power wise, as far as how strong it is, it's not stronger than a PS5. It's weaker than a PS5, a little bit weaker than the PS5, not the Pro, the regular standard PS5. So good luck on trying to get a lot of these games to play correctly, because you're not just fighting against what this computer offers under the hood. You're also fighting against the developers when they drop certain games that have compatibility issues with the fucking PC in general. Anyways, okay? Because you can get a game that's a PlayStation 2 type of game, and that bitch will make your PC with everything, all the bells and whistles, start coughing and hiccuping. Okay. And that's the funny thing about PC sometimes. You think it's, oh, I'm good. I got everything. And then you fucking, you put the game in and it doesn't fucking play. Then you got to go in there and digitally go in there and start tinkering with shit, for an hour, 2 hours before you finally get the shit to run decent. And so these are the things that a lot of casual gamers don't want to deal with. And I think a lot of these people aren't going to understand that, but they need to if they're thinking about even looking at this thing. It's ridiculous. Okay, so and let's keep it real. I mean, I'm not naive. I know that these companies don't want to do that. I mean, Steam said it themselves. If it was up to them and they had the price that they wanted, they were shooting for about $750 for this machine. And in my opinion, that's still a little too high. Maybe $650 for something like this. But like I said, you're dealing with the power, you're dealing with certain things, and it's just not worth it, especially now. It's definitely not worth it, guys, when you can go build something else and you can get something better. Yes, the size, you're going to have to put it somewhere else because the size is going to be bigger, but still, that's where we're at right now in gaming. I mean, it's become a cesspool out here in these digital streets, and everybody have to pay the piper. Like, all these companies have to raise their prices because of these fucking tariffs and Orange Boy in the White House, and because of this fucking chip shortage with this AI shit going on. Okay. It's a sad reality, man. And that's where we're at. So if you weren't lucky enough to get the shit, when you could, then, here you are. It's kind of like the housing market right now. A lot of people got grandfathered in when they got their houses. But if you're trying to get a house now, yeah, good luck with that. You just got to be smart enough not to get the okie doke. Okay. Not to fall for the warm butter. Okay. After midnight. And so that's where we're at. I'm not falling for it. And I got most of these things. I got a Steam Deck. I'm staring at it right now. I have, most of the systems that I need. Okay. I don't need Switch 2 right now. Switch 1 is good enough for me. And I have a Series S and I have a PS5. So I'm good. And then I have, not to include all my other retro stuff that I play from time to time as well. So I have enough games to play until my heart's content, guys. If this is all I ever had ever again, I'm still set. You got to look at it like that. That's how I look at it. But for people who are trying to get into gaming, people who want to, play these games like GTA, people who want to do some of this stuff, guys, to do it, you're going to have to break the fucking bank. Now, when it comes to Xbox, apparently they have something going where they're going to implement pay to, I guess, or rent to own type of situation, where kind of like a cell phone. Think of it like that. That's what popped in my mind when I heard this. Okay, we'll finance this PlayStation, and we'll even have deals. We'll have no interest for a year or whatever it is, if you can pay it off before then, that type of thing. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not saying that's bad, but I'm definitely not saying that shit is good. You shouldn't have to do that to get a console, but they're becoming more and more expensive, guys. It's millions and millions of dollars to make some of these games. It's just keep it real. It's getting very expensive. The gaming sector, especially now on a triple A scale, is getting ridiculous, and games are taking too fucking long to make. And they're, like I said, GTA, I just said it, billions, not one, okay, billions of dollars to make this fucking game, okay, and half of that shit is probably for marketing. All right, so these are things that go into gaming budgets that I don't think a lot of people realize, and that's excluding all the other shit with the chip shortages and all this other stuff. So it's getting crazy out here, and I think you may have to, if you want a game bad enough, you do whatever you need to do to get your hands on something. I know a guy right now, okay, doesn't have a lot of money, but he loves GTA, right? All he does is fucking play GTA. That's the only game he fucking plays. That and 2K. Those two games alone, that is fucking it. All right. And he doesn't have a PS5. He still doesn't have one. Okay. And when I log on, I can still see him because, you got the flat PS4, you got the little silhouette, and then you got the one standing up. The standing up one is, of course, the PS5. I see him. So I know when GTA comes out, oh, he's going to do whatever it takes to get a PlayStation. Okay. I promise you. He's going to sell his left nut. He's going to do whatever he needs to do to play that when that drops. So he's probably going to end up financing it. I don't know if Sony's doing that, but I mean, there's companies you can go, Klarna. There's all these places you can actually go and finance a lot of this stuff. Okay. So, that's what we're looking at if you want to get one of these systems. And in the end, it kind of, if you're looking at it from a logical perspective and you don't want to burn, almost $900 and you want an Xbox, right? And you don't want to burn $900 right in one guap. Cool. I could see it being a smart thing to pay, $25, $30 a month for 2 years. Okay. And you're going to have that system for at least 3 to 5 years. So you'd have already paid for it. You'd have definitely got your money's worth out of it. And, you'll still have it. And then it's yours. So especially if you're talking about interest and they're going to go, hey, they're going to look out for you on interest. I think it's worth it to do that. It just depends on how bad do you want something, right? If you don't have a PS5 or an Xbox and you want some of these games and you want to get into this ecosystem and you don't have all that right now, this is one way you can do it. And I know that a lot of people are going to do it, add another bill. But like I said, it depends on what kind of gamer you are. If you are a gamer, that's going to be working for you. And so, I've done it in the past, years past before, where I've done that. I want to say when the Switch first came out, I think I did that with the Switch. I think when I bought my Switch, I didn't want to spend all the money at once. And I went ahead and did that. I've already paid it off and then some. It's definitely worked out for me. My shit is still in pristine condition and I have mad games for it and all that. So it just depends on what situation you're in. But that's an option. At least it's an option. And everybody's not going around here, slapping their arms like crack because they can't play games. And, your hobby is your hobby, right? My dad loves going to the track on Saturdays. I love playing my video games in my leisure time. And so, we have our things that we love. So that's pretty much it with the Xbox situation, the Steam situation, and just gaming in general. Sony as well. It's just all bad. It's just nothing good right now if you're trying to get a console right now. And then, they're talking about releasing other consoles. Come on, man. They got to be smoking sherm sticks if they think they're going to drop another console right now with these prices of these devices. And I don't think I mentioned that Xbox is discontinuing their 2 terabyte. They had a 2 terabyte Xbox Series X and they are discontinuing it. And why do you think that is? It's because they can't afford to continue to make them because of the prices, right? So they're stopping it. And I don't know about you guys, but man, Xbox seems like they're killing themselves, man. They're really killing themselves. I don't know how they're going to recover from this. I don't know, man. They're trying to go back to exclusive games, but with prices like this, I don't know. I don't know. But like I said before, you can get wise. You take $50 and you say, boom, here for $50, you can get the Xbox and you can get a month of Game Pass. I mean, anybody wanting to get in gaming, hey, there is your leeway right there. Okay. So you can start there. So it's not necessarily a bad deal. And then you pay, you're paying about that $50 a month to get your gaming on. If you want to keep Xbox Game Pass, if you don't want to keep it after that month, hey, cool. And usually they offer like Game Pass with it if you go that route. I heard that if you went that route and you wanted to finance it or whatever, they will give you some Game Pass time with it. I don't know how much or how long, but you actually, just for signing up with them, you actually get 1 month at least. So you'll be able to experience the, stuff that you want. And then, hey, look out for sales. The stores always got sales. You can digital download whatever you want. Then you can start shopping. You can start hitting up eBay and hitting up these local mom and pop stores and get, start your collecting over there. So there's things you can do if you want to get in here. All right. Same thing with Sony. I don't know what Sony's doing, if they're doing something similar, but I know Xbox definitely is. And if they are, Sony probably will too, because Sony's shit is even higher. Okay, the Series X is fucking 900 plus, so over $1,000. So these things are fucking ridiculous in prices. So there you have it. Anyway, let me get off of there and let's get into the last piece of the puzzle, guys. And I want to talk about Xenoverse 3. Okay, recently we got a new trailer for Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3, and we got some fucking gameplay. And I don't know about you guys, but I am hype. If you're new to this channel, I am a huge Dragon Ball fan. A lot of the OG listeners were listening to this when it was called Studio MacGyver's Dragon Ball and Video Game Podcast. And so, yeah, I am a huge Dragon Ball fan, a diehard Dragon Ball fan. Okay, I have Dragon Ball tattoos. I am just a super fan. Okay, so I have a Dragon Ball channel, by the way. Let me go ahead and just, shameless plug. If you guys are into it and you like the show, go ahead over there to my YouTube channel. It's called DBD247. That stands for Dragon Ball Drip 24/7. If you want to reach out to me, it's at Dragon Ball Drip. And it's a YouTube channel dedicated to all things Dragon Ball. Okay. So go over there, check me out, guys. I got shorts over there. I got videos, reaction videos to other content creators in the world of Dragon Ball. And there's so much cool shit out there in the world of Dragon Ball. I have a Dragon Ball story that I'm working on right now as well. And I plan on, at least doing 3 or 4 of these stories, right? And maybe being able to turn it into some sort of manga, something that I might give some of you guys for joining. Like, I don't know if it's going to be, local, any one of these platforms that allows you to support the creators, offline. It could be Patreon, it could be whatever. But I have a lot of things in the works for the Dragon Ball channel, guys. I already have merch, official merch right now that you guys can go check out. If you go to the YouTube channel, you can go ahead and there's a link there to the shop. You can check that out. I'm definitely uploading more designs in the future. So yeah, I have a lot of stuff coming into channels. I got unboxings of action figures and collectibles of Dragon Ball stuff on the way. I have videos where I'm going to let people, just take a look at my Dragon Ball collection and see what I'm working with, and just, yeah, all of these type of things, just my affinity for Dragon Ball. And it's a beautiful thing to be a Dragon Ball fan and to meet other Dragon Ball fans. It's all love over here. So definitely subscribe over there if you have not. But yeah, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3, man, it's a fucking thing and it's real. And I think that it's coming out sooner than we think. I think it's going to be January or February, guys, of 2027. I only say that because I think the last couple of games that came out, they came out around that same time. And I think we're going to get the same treatment here. I honestly do. Also, the gameplay looks dope. They did change some things around. Okay. You can no longer charge your ki and spam your supers. Okay. And ultimates. These things have a cooldown, which I think is a good idea because all the cheapness, let's keep it real. There's a lot of cheap shit going on in Xenoverse 2. Okay. And they can't correct it all. So this is their way, I think, to try to circumvent that shit and even the playing field a little bit better. I do appreciate, the story is set in like 1,000 years in the future. I also really love the fact that you have your own place in this and you can deck it out as you see fit. So most likely when you're out here doing missions, you're farming for certain things. You can actually farm for things to put into your apartment or your little space or whatever. I think that's awesome. And the fact that they're also going to implement the Dragon Ball characters, because what would it be? Yes, their avatars are cool. It's awesome. It's going to be dope. But I also still love to see my OG Dragon Ball characters there. And the trailer that they showed was dope because my boy Ten Shinhan got some shine. Okay, they showed Krillin's bald-headed ass. Okay, my boy Piccolo, which is another one of my favorite characters. And you guys know I love Tien. If you're an OG listener, you know Tien is one of my favorite characters, Dragon Ball characters of all time. Vegeta is definitely there as well. But I'm a guy who just thinks Vegeta gets enough attention. Okay, Vegeta is a real popular character. He gets his praise, and some of the other characters don't get as much praise. Okay, Tien definitely does not get that type of praise. So that's why you'll always hear me giving Tien shout outs and things of that nature. Even Piccolo, I felt that way about for a long time. And now he's starting to get his love as well. I'm not a fan of Orange Piccolo. Not like I'm happy he got his Zenkai boost. I'm happy for that. But as far as his design and everything like that, that's okay. I'm an OG Piccolo guy. My Piccolo is the Piccolo like early Dragon Ball. Pre Nail. Okay, before he even absorbed Nail, right? Like right around that time in Namek, like in everything from Namek all the way from when Raditz started, even really in the 23rd martial arts tournament. Like we can go there. So like that's my time frame right there. But look, I love all of Dragon Ball. I think we all have our favorite parts in the story and our favorite arcs or whatever, right? I know a lot of people who fuck with the Buu arc. I'm not a Buu arc guy. There are some dope spots in that arc. Like one of the best villains I think ever designed comes from the Buu arc, in my opinion. And I'm talking about the Demon King Deborah. Love Demon King Deborah, my favorite character from the Buu arc. But and then Super is its own thing as well. But I feel some type of way about how they did my boy Tien and just really how they do the characters over there a little bit. Still appreciate it. I love Jiren. I'm a huge Jiren fan. He's my favorite character in Dragon Ball Super. So they did some things right over there as well. And then hopefully some of these arcs coming up, they're definitely going to be cooking. So the Moral arc, they're going to be cooking with that. And the Granola arc, those arcs are going to cook. So, Frieza Black. Frieza's another one of my favorite characters, favorite villain all time. He's just, man, he's I love him. But yeah, so they're cooking, they're doing some things. But I don't know. The Xenoverse 3 game looks lovely. It looks dope. And there's a lot of haters I've noticed. And I just had to, when it comes to that stuff, I got to kind of look at it like there's always going to be that, right? Any game that you have a feeling or affinity for, it's just, you're always going to get that group of people that are going to shit on it for whatever reason, whether it's for clicks or whether it's just they really truly feel that way. That's just what it is. But yeah, man, I'm excited. This game is probably going to be the next best selling game besides GTA. I don't think it's going to get GTA numbers. I'm not saying that, but it's definitely going to do its thing because there's a lot of Dragon Ball fans out here, worldwide, out here, guys, and Xenoverse fans. So the characters, like I said, they added. I don't know who else is going to add in the game, like what other characters from Dragon Ball is going to be here. I'm assuming they're going to at least have the same amount that they had in Xenoverse 2 in here. And they had a pretty decent amount. They didn't have everybody, but they had, callbacks and certain mementos and stuff of those characters. And who knows, they may add them later because they are known for adding characters later as well. So I think they're going to do that. And like I said, Xenoverse is still getting support, guys. So that's what makes me so excited about Xenoverse 3, because I know they're going to support this game at least as much as they did on Xenoverse 2. So we're not going to get all the characters at one time and all that. They're going to be updating things, adding things. And I love to see that. So eventually get ready to see characters like Moro, characters like Granola, and the characters like that, get you, some Frieza Black in there or Black Frieza, those type of characters. So that I can definitely see coming, and their moves and stuff like that as the anime comes out. So yeah, I'm just happy that the main characters, the Z team, is there and they look good, man. Like his Tri-Beam, Tien's Tri-Beam look nice. I really like the way that they did it, and hopefully they have his outfits on there. They didn't have all his outfits on Xenoverse 2. Everybody seems to be wanting to avoid that Majin Buu fit. I don't know why. I just don't know why. I love the white t-shirt, the plain white tee. Please don't get it twisted. But I would love to see, the tank tops as well. It shouldn't be hard, the yellow tank top, the white tank top. But I would really, really want to see that Majin Buu fit, guys. And I hope we get it in Sparking Zero. Let's go ahead and segue over there to Sparking Zero because, yeah, Sparking Zero. But hold on, before I go in there, let's back up a little bit. I want to talk a little bit more about Xenoverse 3 real quick. Some things they implemented. I can't remember the wording or what they called it, but basically right now they showed us humans and Saiyans. Okay. You know, they're going to be more, there's going to be more races in there. You know that, but they work differently. Okay. So the humans look like they can, it's almost like a summon, a spirit type summon where you can summon one of your favorite mentors to come in and help for you. So the preview show a guy, a human player, you know, trying to power up, and instead of powering up, he actually summons Trunks to come in. So you get Trunks moveset, everything he's doing, and he, you know, you get an extra bar of health. So I can see some people doing that, taking their created character and then saying, okay, I'm going to be able to play with my created character and I'll be able to pull out my favorite Dragonball character and play like that. Right. So you can learn their moves, their play style, all their stuff. Right. So I think that's cool. But a lot of people were scared and they were like, well, what if we don't want to do that and we're forced to do that? We just want to go do something else from transformations. Like there's no, you know, potential unlocked or awakenings or anything like that. So like I said, we still don't know. There's still a lot we don't know. Okay, they just showed us what they showed us. I'm sure a lot of this other stuff is going to come. Even if it doesn't come day one, I'm sure a lot of it is still going to be coming down the pipeline, and they have plans for it. Okay, you got to think about how long Xenoverse 2 has been around. Okay, so, but I think that the Saiyans, they allow you to transform. So if you pick a Saiyan instead of a human, instead of summoning that person, then you'll go Super Saiyan. Okay, and most people are going the Super Saiyan route. Also, one thing they did change that people were begging them to do in Xenoverse 2 is the hairstyles. Okay, instead of the simple color swap, say you had an afro and your hair was black and you went Super Saiyan, it would just turn, you know, it would just turn blonde or yellow. And that's fine to a certain degree, but you want to see the actual hairdo make a transformation. And so now you get that. So you get the eye color change and you get the hair doing some sort of shift. So it's not the same template as it is when you are Super Saiyan. So really interested to see what kind of hairstyles they're going to have for Super Saiyan. Or they probably designed every hairstyle that's available for a Saiyan. They had to. If you're picking a Saiyan and you pick that hairstyle, they're probably making a design for that to do a spike up thing or just do something different to let you know, hey, this guy's a Super Saiyan, this girl's a Super Saiyan. So that's cool right there as well. So really looking forward to this combat. And also with the combat, you're no longer kind of pigeonholed into, you know, your weight of your character or the size of your character. In Xenoverse 2, if you don't remember, certain things did certain things. Like if you were a female and you were tiny, then you were excelled in ki, right? So you had more ki and you had a lot of, you know, really strong ki attacks. And if you were bigger, you know, you were more of a, you know, a brawler type character. So no more does that kind of pigeonhole you. You can you can pick a size and gender and it doesn't affect the way you fight at all now. So you can kind of look how you want to look. And hopefully they do that with the gear as well. That's a question that I still don't know yet because I hated, there's no transmog system, right? So it's like, well, okay, if I wear this, I need these stats, but I have to wear this silly piece right here. So I'm looking forward to like having your character look the way you want him to look. And, you know, it doesn't affect his scaling in any shape, form or fashion. So I think they've studied all these things. They've took all that into consideration. I think we're going to get these things. I still can't confirm all of them, but I think we're going to get them. So I'm a huge fan of this series. I cannot wait. I met my best friend on Xenoverse 1. I remember when I first got my PS4 so many years ago, man. It had to be like 12 years ago, something like that. And yeah, met him playing Xenoverse, man. It's crazy. I've been out there to visit in Atlanta, like all these things. Like I built other relationships as well with other people around Xenoverse. Like some of my core friends that I game with, you know, periodically. I've met them playing Xenoverse. So the community is there. And I cannot wait. So definitely the YouTube channel, yeah, guys, be looking out for that because I got plenty of stuff when that game drops. And I'm still going to be doing some Sparking Zero stuff. Speaking of Sparking Zero, let's go ahead and talk about that before I get out of here. Sparking Zero has, guys, I don't know what the fuck is going on with Sparking Zero. Okay. And I say that with the DLC because everybody's waiting on a DLC. I know I am. I'm waiting on this DLC. I've been practicing whenever I get a chance. Hopefully my shoulder, I'm off for the next 3 days. Hopefully my shoulder can subside a little bit so I can practice, because that's what I've been doing, just practicing on a certain characters that I like. And just really just fundamentals, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get the fundamentals down and wrap my head around that type of stuff. And then I, take it to the top 100 and then kind of play around out there. That's my goal. My son can't handle me right now. So, he's been tucked in almost on every occasion. I don't mean to boast, but he has, been. But anyway, yeah. So Xenoverse is slated for this summer. So technically we are in summer now. I think they said like the 22nd of June is when summer officially starts, right? And by the time this podcast comes out, it will be, I think, the last day. It will be like the last day of the month or something like that. So it will be a weekend, and we still have no word. We still have characters that have not been confirmed either for this DLC. So I am really waiting and trying to find out what the hell these guys are doing. And Bandai Namco is known for this. They do this all the time. They'll put a trailer out and say it's out in 2 days or whatever. I just really don't like that, because I really like to gauge that. I mean, are we talking the end of summer? Because summer officially ends, I want to say, in August, right? So you could say August, but they could wait till August for this. So I'm like, come on, man. July is right around the corner. Go on and let us get this. Give us a price. Want to know what it is. Hopefully it's no more than $30. In my mind, it's, $30 DLC. I could get lucky and it could be a $20 DLC, but I'm assuming it's going to be a good $30 DLC, and I'm willing to pay that. And like I said, this is one of the only other games or pieces of shit that I'm going to buy. I may get a couple games here and there because Steam has their Steam summer sale going on, and I may grab a couple of things off of that. But outside of that, guys, for the Steam Deck, man, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So that's where we're at on Sparking Zero, man. So I need to see it. I need to dive in here into these other extra game modes. I'm really excited to see what they're going to bring to the table on that as well. It's just a great time to be a Dragon Ball fan. Before my shoulder started fucking up, I was just playing a lot of Dragon Ball shit. I'm playing this Dragon Ball Z Kakarot on Xbox, on PlayStation. I'm playing Xenoverse as well. I re-downloaded that. That's the last game I started playing before my shoulder really kicked into this fucked up gear that it's in. And now I'm Sparking Zero 2 is there. So, and there's one other game that I want to get, and I keep hearing people talk about. I've seen some people stream the game. I think it's Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Tenkaichi. I think that's what it's called. It's another game where you create your own character and you go around, and it's more of a rock, paper, scissors type of combat system. And I'm cool with that. Like, a lot of people say they don't like it and they didn't like it. But I'm cool with that. I actually, it's different. And I like the gameplay, and I can't believe I didn't play that. I never played that one, but I'm going to get it for the PS3. I'm going to add it to my library. I recently bought another one. What did I just buy like a couple weeks ago? I bought Dragon Ball Z Burst Limit. I bought that one. So, I'm going around collecting these Dragon Ball games, and yeah, so that's what I'm at right now. And these are pretty cheap. Some of the other ones are a little more expensive, like the Budokai series. You know what I mean? But eventually I will have them. I want them all. But anyway, that's me as an avid Dragon Ball fan. And that's going to do it for the show, guys. I want to thank everybody for listening, downloading, streaming the podcast, guys. Don't forget, one last time, if you are a Dragon Ball fan, do your boy a favor. Go over to the YouTube channel, DBD247. That is short for Dragon Ball Drip 24/7. Go ahead, subscribe to the channel, and we can get this shit started. With that being said, though, guys, I love you dearly, and I will see you guys in the next iteration, man. You can catch us every Monday. We do this same bat time, same bat channel, and hopefully, if nothing else happens, I'll see you guys next week. I love you. This is your boy Studio MacGyver, and you have been listening to Random Gameplay Pimpin'. See you next time.